are waiting, sir.
I need you to mute yourself.
You say what, sir?
I said I need you to mute yourself.
Do it.
Okay. So if you have any question, anything, you can always message me. Use the chat button to send the message to me. So like you said, we want to look at bearing and distances. That's our topic for today. So sorry. Okay. So like I said, we want to look at bearing and distances. So so far, when you want to look at bearing and distances, the first thing is that we must have mastered solution of triangles. We must have mastered solution of triangles. So like I asked, and that has been taught during the week. But somebody just said he has some issues with sine and cosine rule. So based on what you were taught yesterday, anytime we have a triangle of this nature, that is generally a triangle, maybe let's call it A, B, C. So we said the first thing is that the side that is opposite to angle A will be called what? Small a. The one that is opposite to angle B will be called what? Small b. And that of the one opposite to C will be called small c. So that is very, very clear. So based on that, we were taught sine and cosine rule. For sine rule, we were made to realize that if you are supposed to use sine rule, if you are given actually when you have something of this nature, you must begin. Let's take ourselves back to right angle triangle. This is a right angle triangle. We'll be given angle 90 degrees. That is why it is called right angle triangle, because of this angle 90 degrees. Then we may also be given this. We'll also be given this place, maybe 3, and this place 4. So that's the minimum thing. If you look at the minimum thing, so based on this, we can get this place. Then we can also find angles. So based on this, if you look at the things that we have been given, you can't see anything. Okay, if you can't see, you are using your phone, just put it in horizontal form. Put it in horizontal form so that you see clearly. Okay, so if you put it like that, you should see clearly. Okay, so in this case now, we can always find this place. So if you look at it, what the major thing we want to bring out there is that you have been given 1, 2, and 3 parameters. For any triangle you are dealing with at all, you must be given at least 3 parameters. So for sine rule to what? For you to be able to apply the sine rule, out of the 3 parameters that you are given, we must have one side and its corresponding angle. So out of the 3, 2 of them must be one side and its corresponding angle. So what am I saying? If I have a triangle like this, and I've been given this place as 3 centimeters, the angle that is opposite to this one is this. I've been given this place as maybe 40 degrees. And maybe I'm given additional thing. Let's say we have also been given this place as 5 centimeters. So you can see we have been given 3 things. This place, this, and this. So in such a case now, because we have been given a side and its corresponding angle, so it means we can use what? Sine rule here. So how do we apply the sine rule? Actually, the definition of sine rule or the statement is that A over sine A equals to B over sine B, which is equals to C over sine C. So the A, you can see, this is A here, this is B, this is C, this is also small c. So this is capital A, capital B, capital C. The capital are always angles. So if you need to apply this now, you realize that this is A over the sine of what? Its corresponding angle equals to B over sine of its corresponding angle. So if I need to do this too, I'm going to say that this is opposite to this. What angle is opposite to 5 centimeters? It is this angle. So you can, that's the first thing you can get in this case. So you can call it theta. So if you want to apply your sine rule here now, you can just say that what? 3 over sine 40. 3 over sine 40 equals to what? 5 over sine theta. So that is what we are going to, that's how we are going to apply it. So 3 over sine 40 equals to what? 5 over sine theta. So if you want to apply this now, we can now have, So we can now have, what do we have? If you cross multiply, we have 3 sine theta equals to 5 sine 40 degree. So based on that, our sine theta will be equals to what? 5 sine 40 degree divided by 3. And that will be sine theta will be equals to what? 5 sine 40. So you can just make use of your calculator or 4-figure table to do that particular one. Using my own calculator here, I'm going to have, what do I have? I have sine 40. Sine 40 equals to 0.6428 over 3. So by the time you do that, times 5 divided by 3. So I'm going to have what? Sine theta equals to 0.9182. So you can now press from your calculator arc sine or sine inverse of 0.9182. So if you look for that, what do you have? Arc sine of So arc sine of 0.9182. So that would be 66.66. So our theta will be equal to 0.66. So that is what we mean by, so any other thing that you have been asked to find, you can always find like that. So that is application of sine rule. So you can see that we have been able to apply sine rule in such a case. So I'm coming, please. So that is sine rule. I will also quickly talk about cosine rule because all these ones are supposed to have been taught. I think yes, I'm very sure it was taught yesterday. So for cosine rule, how do we apply cosine rule? When do we apply it? If you see have A, B, C. If you have A, B, C, in this case, it means this one will be small a, small b, small c. So when do we apply cosine rule? We apply cosine rule when you realize that you have two sides and the included angle. What do I mean? Or how do I mean by, okay. So in such a case, what do we are saying that if you have two lines like this, we have been given this side, we have been given this side, and you have also been given the angle between the two of them. So that is where we use cosine rule. For example, now let me make, so what was the statement of cosine rule? Cosine rule states that what? A squared equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. So how do we now apply it? I've told you, you must be given two sides and the what? Angle between the two sides. So let's assume that we have been given something of this nature. If we have been given something of this nature, and then let's assume we have been given this angle as 50 degrees, and then we have also been given this place as maybe 8 centimeter, and this place as 11 centimeter, and you have been asked to find x. If you look at what you have been given, Kobe, I'm coming, please. We are really having challenges with those people that are supposed to write tests. So very sorry, they have been disturbing me seriously. So, but I will cope, no problem. So let me just pass on it for me. Okay. So in this case now, the first thing we can get here is x. If you look at the thing that have been given, we have been given the one side, another side, making two sides, and the angle between the two of them. So that is it. So in this case now, the first thing you can get is what? The side that corresponds to what? The given angle. So in such a case now, you can just make this one to be A. If you make this one to be B and you make this one to be C, you can see the one that is opposite to angle A is the small a. That is what we are looking for. The one opposite to B is small b. The one opposite to C is small c. So apply the formula I wrote above. Applying that particular formula, what do we have? We are going to have what? A. Our A is now x squared equals to what? 8 squared plus 11 squared minus 2b, 2 times 8 times 11 cos A. That's cos 50 degrees. So from there, x squared will be equals to what? A squared is 64 plus 11 squared 121 minus 8 times 2, 16. 16 times 11 should give us what? 17. That's 176 multiplied by cos 50. What is cos 50? So if you go to your calculator, cos 50 degree is equals to 0.6428. So multiply it by 176. Sorry. So multiply it by 176. It will give us 11,113.13 minus 164 plus 121 will give us 185. So 185 minus this. 185 minus 113.13. That will be 71.87. That's x squared. So our x will now be equal to square root of. So our x will be square root of 71.87. And that will be 8.477 or 78 meters or centimeter, as the case may be, centimeter. So that is so I hope that is clear now. So that is what we mean by sine and cosine. So this is what we will be using. This is what we'll be using to solve the bearing that we want to go into. You know, bearing is just like practical application. So we should be able to see how we can solve questions. And those questions, we are going to apply what we have learned in sine and cosine to solve them. So I think we can move to the next this now. So what do we now mean by bearing? So in bearing, major thing that we want to do in bearing is that we are trying to locate points on the surface of the head. We are trying to locate points on the surface of the head. When we are locating points, we have two different types of bearing. So let me just divide the board. We have just two different types of bearing. One, we say that what it is we call it compass bearing. Compass bearing. An example of such is what we have on the board, compass bearing. So when you see compass bearing, it means they are going to have, that's when you'll be talking about north, south, west, east. And if you look at the question on the board, you realize that it's also in that format, compass bearing. So that is one of the ways in which we represent our bearing. So compass bearing, look at it. It said the bearing of Wale from Segun is 30 degrees east of north. So if you want to read it, you can see the way I've written it. I wrote it as north 30 degrees east. But in actual sense, if you need to pronounce it, it is pronounced at what 30 degrees east of north. So the question asks is, what is the bearing of Segun from Wale? So now, there are certain things that we need to understand. Here now, you can see they use the word from. From, that's what you have to watch out for. If you have been asked to go to maybe you are going to National Stadium and then you stay at Oshodi and they want to describe the place, they will say from Oshodi, board the bus to Ojuelegba. So from Oshodi, they assume that you know Oshodi. That's why they are said from Oshodi. So any pronoun or noun that follow the word from, in bearing, we term them as what? Our reference points. So look at this now. The bearing of Wale from Segun is 30 degrees east of north. So it means our reference point is Segun. We assume that you know where Segun is. So you will now say, let's assume that Segun is at this particular place. So at that place where you have Segun, draw your 4 cardinal points there. This is the north, this is the south, this is the west, and this is the east. So I will draw your 4 cardinal points there. So it means this is where we have Segun. So the bearing of Wale from Segun is 30 degrees east of north. It means they want you to locate Wale. They assume you know Segun already, where Segun is. So to locate Wale, you are going to look for 30 degrees east of north. It means from north, you measure 30 degrees towards the east. So let's come here. This is the north. So you from the north here, measure 30 degrees towards the east. So if this is where 30 degrees stop, merge it with the point here, and you have this. So it means along this line, we have Wale. So let's assume that this is where you have Wale. At Wale 2, you need to draw your 4 cardinal points. North, south, west, east. So the question they ask is, what is the bearing of Segun from Wale? Segun from Wale, it means they assume that you know where Wale is already. So from Wale, so it means you come to Wale. To find the bearing of Segun from Wale, you come to Wale, and you now what? Look at where Wale is, and where Segun is from Wale. This is Wale. Segun is in this direction. From Wale, Segun is in this direction. So when you are doing your what? When you are using your compass bearing, you find your angle in relation to the north or to the south. Now, what angle does this line make with the south? It does not have any relationship with the north. You can see it's very distant. It's distant away from the north, but it's closer to the what? To the south than the north. So it means you are going to look for its angle in reference to the what? To the south. So now they have told us that this place is 30 degrees. We measure 30 degrees here. Based on what you have learned to before, that's Z angle. Z angle, we have learned Z angle before, that's alternate angle. Said this angle is equal to this angle, that they are alternate. So by the time I turn this particular Z to become N or to become something of this nature, it will still be the same thing. This angle here will be equal to this angle here. So far, this line is parallel to this line. And here they are parallel because they are both not. So as a result, if this place is 30 degrees, it means this place too must be what? 30 degrees. So this is 30 degrees. So if that is 30 degrees, so and this is south, this is west. So it means if you actually want to locate Segun and you are at Wale's place, it means Segun is between south and west of Wale. It's between south and west of Wale. Now, at what angle? At what angle is it? So you realize that it is at angle 30 degrees away from the south towards the west. So you say that 30 degrees just because of this 30. 30 is in between south and the west. 30 degrees from the south towards the west. Assuming it is towards this side, you say 30 degrees south, 30 degrees towards the west, east. So that is how you are going to look at that particular one. So as a result, we say that the bearing of what? The bearing of Segun from Wale is 30 degrees south of west. Now, we may also have another question. let's assume we have another question. Let's call it question 2. Question 2, this is question 1 for this. So let's assume that we have been given that the bearing of A from B is and that's 40 degrees west of north and 40 degrees west. So, and you are asked to find the bearing of B from A. So look at it. The bearing of A from B. So B is our reference. They assume we know where B is. So let's assume that this is where B is. And they have said that the bearing of B from A, the bearing of A from B is 40 degrees west of north. So this is north, this is south, this is west, this is east. So 40 degrees means you measure 40 degrees from the north towards the west. 40. So it means here we are going to have what? A. The question they are now asking is that find the bearing of B from A. Meaning that when you are in A, where will you find B? So this is north, this is south, this is west, this is east. It means you can find B in what? Southeast of what? Of A. You can see it is in between south and east. In between south and east. But what angle is that? So if you go by our Z angle again, if you go by our Z angle, look at it. This is where we are looking for this angle here. So look at this. You realize that it's the same thing as this. So the 40 here is like Z that is what? That is facing down. Z that is facing down. So the 40 here is the same thing as the 40 here. So you say S 40 degree east. That's 40 degrees east of south. So that's the answer. The bearing of B from A is 40 degrees east of south. So that is on that particular one. Now, another thing is that, so if we are now talking about three number bearing or three figure bearing, we may have three figure bearing. When we are talking about three figure bearing, so for example, we may be given as that the bearing, we are looking at three figure bearing. So the bearing of A from B may be given as what? Is 145 or 147 degrees. Find the bearing of B from A. So the reference from where? From B. They assume you know where B is. So let's assume that B is here. So this is the north. Here we don't need to write north, south, west. The major thing that you need to write here is just write north. So having written your north, and then they said 147 degree is the what? Is the bearing. So this is 0 up to 90, up to what? 180, up to what? 270, and up to 360. So where can we see 147? You must always start from the north. And you are going to read it the way our clock works. The way our clock works. That's the way we are going to, we call it clockwise, in a clockwise direction. It means in this direction. That's the way our clock works. So you measured 147 from here. If you measure it up to this place, it is what? 90 degrees. What do I need to add to 90 to give me 147? I will add what? 57. So When you get to 90, you need to add 57. You add 57. So if you add 57, it will give you 147. So you trace it down like this. So this is where our
Hello, sir.
What is the problem? Hello?
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Hello, I'm in the class, please. What's the problem?
Morning,
Hello?
good morning, sir.
Please go ahead. I'm in the class, please. Go ahead.
Okay, please, I'm Augusta's father.
The exam is not holding again
JSS1.
today. The test is not holding again today.
Okay, please, I want you to add me for the group. So that
Okay.
my son will have the
Okay, no problem.
access.
Send message to me on WhatsApp. Thank you. Sorry, please. I don't know why people continue to disturb like this. I've given them enough information that they need. So, I hope you can all hear me. Okay. Okay, so let me move on. So this is one, the whole of everything is what? Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. So everything is 147 here now. Now, this is where we have A. This is not of A. So the question they ask now is that find the bearing of B from A. It means you come to A. Where can you see what? Where can you find B when you are in A? If you are here, where is B? B is there. So at what angle from the north will you see what? B? It means you are going to measure from the north up to the line that goes to what? To B. Where is that line? This is the line. Actually, you can just imagine that this is a short, the shortest cut that you can see. You can just pass from here. But that is not what they want us to do. Because we have said that our bearing, a 3-figure bearing, we go the way our clock works. Our clock does not work in this manner. It is working in this manner. So you have to come and read it like this. Till you get to that place. This is where you find it. Now, from what I explained earlier, this is 0, this is up to 90, this is up to 180, and this is up to 270. So it means we have more than 270. So we need to add this small angle to the 270. So what is this small angle? That's the challenge now. How do we get this small angle? How do we get this small angle? Now, from what I've explained earlier, Z angle, you can see Z here. This is the angle we are looking for. And don't forget, we added something here. If you should know this place, it will be the same thing as this. So what is this? If you come back here, you know, I told you this is 90 degrees. And the remaining one here, I told you it's 57. When you add 57 to 90 to give you 147. So it means this place is 57. So here to this place will be 57. So to get the actual angle, you add 57 to what? 270. So we can say that the bearing of B from A is what? 270 plus 57. That would be 327. Once again, I said the bearing of B from A is you come from the north of what? A. You now measure it in a clockwise manner up to the line that is going to B. When you measure the angle, this is 90, we know that. This is 180, we know that it's obvious. This is 270. But we are not sure of the remaining one here. And I said the only way we can be sure is to go back to our Z angle. we know that something has been added to 90 to give us 147 year. So from year to year is 90, but we added something to make it to become 147. What we added was 57. So if you bring that 57 here, you can see that this one forms Z that has been inverted. So it means the 57 year must be equal to the 57 year. So which is here? So the bearing of B from A is 270 plus 57. That's 327. So that is the answer to that particular one. So that is simply what we mean by three significant bearing and then three figure bearing and compass bearing. So you can see the difference between the two. The three figure bearing, we make use of 0 to 360. And we are going to measure it from the north up to the line that is what? That is going to that particular thing that we did. So you measure it in a clockwise manner. So, and for the compass bearing, so you make use of your 4 cardinal points. So that is how we do that. So let's move on. Now we have a question here. Say, given that y is 20 meters on a bearing of 300 degrees from x, how far south of y is what? Is x. You can see we are moving gradually. So look at the question they asked here. They said, given that y is 20 meters on a bearing of 300 degrees from x. Don't forget, I have told you that the major thing you look for is what? From what? From x. So based on that, they assume that you already know where x is. They assume that you already know where x is. So where is x? So let's assume a point here for x. Let's put a point here. You can just put a point here. Let's say this is x. They now say that what? Given that y is 20 meters on the bearing of 300 degrees from x, 300 degrees. This is our north. This is our, from there, this is 0. Up to what? 90 degrees. Up to 180 degrees. Up to 270 degrees. Up to 360 degrees. But what we are looking for here, 300. This is 270. What do I need to add to 270 to give you 300? That's exactly 30. So it means I must have added 30 here. So any point, any place here, I need to measure 200 meters. So this is where you can find your y. So y is what? 20 meters on a bearing of 300 degrees from x. Meaning that y is what? 200 meters from x, and y also has the bearing of 300 degrees from x. So we have been able to show the 200 meters. We have been able to show the what? 300 degrees. This is the whole of 300 degrees. This is up to 270. When you add 30 to 270, you get 300. So that is how we get that particular 300. So the question being asked now is that how far south of x of y is x? How far to the south can you find x? You can see south of y. This is y. This is the south of y. Everything here is south of y. But they are saying that what's the length of the south of y up to the level that we have what? X. This is the level that we have x. So it means you have to what? You have to shoot the level to this place. So this is where we need. Say how far south of y? How far to the south can we find what? Can we find what they are just saying is that if you are going from the south of y, if you are going in the southern direction, south of y, where will you get to that you will now see what distance do you walk before you can cite X? That okay, that is S. That's the house of X. So it means you have to walk down. When you get to this place, you can now see that this is where you have X. This is the position of X. So that is just what they mean. So what they want us to find is this H. The height or the length here. The length you get to before you can see what X. Or before you are going to be at the same level with X. So if you call that H. From what you have also done the day before yesterday, that's your trigonometric ratio, SOHCAHTOA. So you can see that we have been given the angle here as 30 degrees. The angle here as 30 degrees. So in that case now, this place will be what? Opposite. Opposite. And this is what the longest side, this is what? Hypotenuse. So based on that, O and H, from what? Our SOHCAHTOA. So from there we can say that what? We have what? Sine, we are making use of sine. So it will be sine 30 degrees. It will be equals to opposite over hypotenuse. What's our opposite here? H over hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is 200. So if you cross multiply, H equals to 200 sine 30 degrees. So H equals what? 100 meters. H equals to 100 meters. So that is how we can approach such a question. Our time is fast spent. We may just have to take 1 or 2 questions before we call it a day. So any question? Okay, if you have any question, you can just raise your hand. Okay, is it 200 meters? Okay, oh, sorry, you are right. Okay, it's 20, sorry, you are right, it's 20. Okay, yeah, thank you. It should be, okay, let me quickly correct that. So this place is 20 meters. 20 meters. So it will give us 10. That's 10 meters. So it's giving us 10 meters. Okay. Okay, somebody asked what's the difference between compass bearing and three-significant bearing. I think 3-figure bearing. And I think I explained it earlier. Let me go back again. Coming. I've explained that, but let me still explain it better so that you get what I'm trying to say there. Coming. Sorry. Okay. Coming, I'm trying to. Okay. Okay. Just having little challenge here. Okay. From the current side. Okay. Let me quickly make that explanation again. Like I said, we have TV figure bearing, and what do we call it? Compass bearing. A compass bearing, we make use of the 4 cardinal points: the north, the south, the west, and the east. And you realize that in compass bearing, our angle will usually run from 0 to 90 degrees. 0 to 90, 0 to 90. You must be counting from the north. So this one too, 0 to 90, 0 to 90. So that is how we calibrate our compass. So in this case now, so for compass bearing, you'll be taking north. Either you are going from north to east or you are going from north to west. So you either have northeast or northwest. Then you can also start from the south too. You either go from the south to the east or you go from the south to the west. Exactly. So when you are going from the south, if you are going in this direction, you say it is southwest. So whatever angle it is here, that's what you are going to put. If you are going from south to the west, you say southwest. Whatever angle that you travel from the south towards the west is what you are going to put. The same thing to north and to what? West. But in 3 figure bearing, you don't need north, south, west, east. The only thing you need is what? The north. So when you are now given the north, you now turn in what? In a clockwise manner. Your angle, you must be reading from the north and you must read in this direction. So this place will be 0 up to 90 and up to what? 180, up to 270 and up to what? 360. So you can see 3 figure bearing. And the reason why they also call it 3 figure is that they don't want us to use 2 numbers. So if our bearing is 30 degrees, they will advise us put it at 030 degrees. If it is 45, put it at 045 degrees. If it is 90, put it at 090 degrees. So that's why they call it 3 figures. So why for compass bearing it will just be 2 figures. So that is one of those things that you need to learn about the compass bearing and the 3 figure bearing. So the question they ask us here, we have used, it is because it is 300, bearing of 300. Once they give it like this, it means it's bearing. That is what you need to do. I hope you can all hear me. Okay. So, by the time to conclude, let's just solve one more question before we round it up. This is a question here. It said the bearing of Q from P is 150 degree, and the bearing of R from P is what? Is 060 degree. If Q and R are 24 kilometer and 32 kilometer respectively, from P, represent the information in the diagram. 2, calculate the distance between Q and R. And 3, find the bearing of R from Q correct to the nearest degrees. You can see that this question is loaded. It's very loaded. And once we understand this, hello, I hope I'm still in the class. Okay, I'm here, I'm with you. All right. So, let me quickly, like I said, so people that cannot see very well, just put your phone to the horizontal form so that you can see clearly. Now, to solve this particular question, it said the bearing of, interpret them one after the other. That's just what you need. Go to statement 1. Statement 1, the bearing of Q from P is 150 degrees. That's statement 1. For me to what? Interpret statement 1. What do I need to do? From P, let a particular place be P. Let this place, just look for the middle. Put your P here. So draw your 4 cardinal points. But because it is TV figure bearing, just put your knot here. So once you put your knot there, then you measure 150 degrees. Don't forget, from P, this is P. 150 degrees. This is 0, this is 90, and this is what? 180, 270. So our 150 will be what? What do we have to 90 to make it become 150? Add 60. If I add 60 to 90, I'm going to get what? 150. So it means I'm going to add 60 here. 60. Measure 60. So if it falls somewhere here, so it means I can find Q here. So this is 90 plus what? Plus 60, making 150. They also said what? And the bearing of R from P is what? 60 degrees, 0.6. I told you it is 3 figure bearing. 3 figure bearing, so they don't want to see 2 figure. So this one actually means 60. From P also, if you want to get R, you measure 60 degrees. So 60 degrees is not up to 90. 60 degrees will be up here. 60 will be towards this place. So 60. So I can stop somewhere here. So I'll say that this is my what? This is my R. Now they say if QR is 24. So I can say that my R is here. Put your TV figure and your first cardinal points there. R. So they said we have interpreted statement 1 and statement 2. So this is R. The next statement says if Q and R are 24 kilometers, if Q and R are 24 kilometers apart, 24 kilometers apart, that is what they mean. Okay, and 32 kilometers, okay, sorry. It said if Q and R are 24 kilometers and 32 kilometers, respectively from P. Yes, from P. This is P. Q, meaning that Q is 24 kilometers from P. Q is 24 kilometers from P. And R is 32 kilometers from P. This is 32. So actually, this one, 32 should be longer than 24. So based on that, we may just extend this one a little bit. We may extend it a little bit. Do I have a razor here? Let me see if I have a cleaner. Okay. Sorry, let me just clean that. Okay. Okay. Sorry. So I've just cleaned that one. So it should be longer. So longer. I think it's better now. 32 kilometers. So this is my half. So 32 kilometers, this is 24. Now, they said what? Represent the information in the Venn diagram. We have represented the, we have represented the information now. We have been able to represent the information in the Venn diagram. In the diagram, sorry. That's bearing diagram. So before I continue, can I have anybody with any question? Is there anybody with any question? If you have any question, before I move on, if you have any question based on what I've done so far here, you can raise your hand. Let me. Or if you want to talk, you can unmute yourself and talk.
I have a question.
Okay. You said you have a question.
Yes, sir. I didn't join early. So I want to ask what's the difference between three. Sir?
You want to have?
What's the difference between three figure bearing and compass bearing?
I've explained it now. I've explained it again in the last. I explained the difference between cylindrical bearing and compass bearing. Major thing is just that a compass bearing, they will be giving you north and west, north and east, or southwest, southeast. But in three figure bearing, they will be giving you only numbers. They will put north or south or west or east there. Do you get it now?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So let me quickly conclude this one so that we call it a day from here. Okay. So we have been able to represent the information in the diagram. Then they say calculate the distance between Q and R. So what's the distance between Q and R? So it means we want to join this place. When you are joining, you join like this. One thing is that this is like this. Don't mind my diagram. So this is, you can see, it will join like this. So this is what they want us to find. Now, from here to here is 60. Can we know this angle here? Mind you, from here to here, they gave us 150. 150. And from here to here, they gave us 60. When you have something of that nature, you can see it's like we have this. They gave you from here to here at 60. If you want to travel from here to this place, it is 60. If you are traveling from here to here, it is 150. So what do you think will be the length if you are traveling from here to here? Can anybody answer my question? You are traveling from the north here to this place. It is 60. Another person that is traveling from
90.
here, from the north here to this place, is what? 150. So if you are traveling from this place to this place, what will it be?
It's
90, Abi? Yes, very good. So it means you subtract
yes, sir.
150 minus 60, and that will give us 90.
Minus,
So it means this is 90 degrees, which
yes.
is telling us that is what? Is a right angle triangle,
I can go triangle.
because it is 90. So this is 32. So we can easily use our Pythagoras theorem to find this, because this one will be the what? The hypotenuse. So the distance from Q and R, we can say that if you call it H, or you call it, the opposite is what? P. Because it is opposite to angle P. So, or you can even use your, because sometimes it may not be 90. So let's use the general way, general principle. When you look at this now, you can see that you have been given two sides and the angle between them. You have been given this side and this side, and the angle between them. So, do we use sine rule or cosine rule? Do we use sine rule or cosine rule? We have been given two sides and the angle between them. Which one is that? It is cosine rule.
Cosine.
It is cosine rule. When you are given two things and the angle between them, then you are using cosine rule. You are given two sides and the angle between them. We are using cosine. So how do we use it here now? If you call this one small p, this one is small r, small q. We are looking for small p.
Yes.
So it means it will be what? P squared equals to what? Q squared plus r squared minus 2q times r.
Cos
What is
capital P.
cos p? So p, we don't know it. Q is what? 32 squared plus what? 24 squared minus 2 times 32 times 24. Cos what? 90. So what is 32 squared? 32 squared is what? 1,024.
1,024.
Thank you.
1,024.
Thank you. So 24 square. So 2 times 32.
576.
2 times 32 times 24. That one will give us what? 1,536.
1,536.
Cos 90 is 0. So by the time you do that,
Yes.
you just add 1024, add it to 576. It will give us what? 1,600. So our P will be equals to square root of 1,600. So P equals to what? 40 kilometer.
40. Yes, sir.
40 kilometer. And lastly, they say find the bearing of R from Q. It means you go to Q and you look at where can you locate R. This is Q. Where do you locate R? R is what? Towards this side. R is towards this side. Actually, this is a sketch. It may be that R is like this. So what you are going to do to know exactly is to find this particular angle. Find this angle. And from our Z, From our Z, you know, we said from here to here is what? 90. Is what? 150. From here to here is 150. So it means the remaining 1 year to make it to be equals to 180 is what? Is 30. So if you bring out your Z, you realize that this is 30. This small one here too will be what? 30. But this place, it is more than 30. We don't know the remaining side here. We only know that this small place is 30. We don't know this small one here. And the small one is the angle, is the bearing that they want us to find. So what you are going to do is that you are looking for Q. So since you have been able to use your cosine rule to get the value of P, you can now make use of your sine rule. Because you now know angle 9 at the angle P and what? Small p. So using sine rule, you can say that small p over what? Sine big P equals to what? You are looking for Q. Okay, we know small q over sine q because you are actually looking for Q. And we already got the full information about what? About P. We have got small p and big P. So we are going to combine small p and big P with what? Small q and big Q. So small p, we have got it to be 40. Big P is 90 equals to small q is 32. Big Q is what we are looking for. So sine 90 will give us what? 1 equals to 32 sine Q. If you cross multiply, 40 sine Q equals to 32. So sine Q will be equals to what? 32 over 40. And from there, we are going to have what? Sine Q equals to, when you find 32 divided by 40, to give us 0.8. So sine Q will be equals to 0.8 and Q will be equals to arc sine of 0.8. So arc sine of 0.8, what will it give us? That one will give us what? That's 53.13. That's the whole angle here, 53.13. But the one we need, since we know that from year to year is already, the remaining one that we need is this one. So what would that be? It means we are going to remove 30 from 53.13. So you can say that the bearing of R from Q is 53.13 minus 30. And that will give us 23.13 degrees. But I told you, we don't write it like this. We must make sure that we have 3 figures. We may not approximate. Okay, they said to the nearest degree. So it means you have to approximate to the nearest degree. So it means it will be 23. But because we call it 3-figure bearing, you don't give it as just 23. Give it as what? 0, 2, 3. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So that is where we are going to end it for today. So any question? So thank you very much. I wish you best of luck. I'm going to post the notes to the platform so that for those that did not write, you can actually make use of it. So, the